Hey everybody, welcome back to Mac Kiteboarding Wing Wednesdays. I'm here with Mr. Jeff and I'm Tucker, and today we're going to bring you a brief review on the Nova Pro. I keep wanting to say Mode Pro because I love that wing so much, but the Nova Pro is here. It's awesome.
We had a chance to ride it.
Yeah, it's good.
With the boom.
Yeah, so if you haven't seen it already, you can check out our boom installation, handle installation video that goes into some more detail on their new shift lock. That's what they're calling it, right? Not the grip lock. The grip lock was the previous one. The shift lock is the new one.
You can shift it.
Yeah, so it's got two rails that your handles or boom clamp onto. So it gives you all kinds of options to choose from.
From boom to two rigid handles.
Yeah. Thing to note, they don't come included with the wing, so they're not going to charge you for one that you don't need. When you're buying the wing, you want to buy the correct handle or boom system that you want to ride. So be aware of that going in.
Yep. And when I think of North, obviously it's a brand, you think of quality. I mean, they're durable, they cover warranties real well if they have any issues. It's a solid wing. I mean, it's branded well, and it's a product that we enjoy riding. And this new version, I think it just takes a little next level.
Yeah,
So
yeah. The North design team from the top to bottom, they're all superstars. Dano, their designer, is amazing. You pretty much guarantee everything he makes is going to be phenomenal. So I always come in with real high expectations.
Big time.
Anytime they're releasing a new wing, and it seems like every time they do, it gets that much better.
Yep. And when there's that high expectation, that can be a good bad thing. Expect a lot.
It's true.
And,
yeah.
But
it doesn't live up.
Yeah, but no, I think the new one has. I mean, we got on it. It's been over a month now because I've been off the water for a while. But I think what people are going to want to know, what is the difference between, the Nova, which we've sold a lot of and have had good traction with, now with the Nova Pro. What's the change? What's the rider going to feel?
Yeah, so there's quite a few things. It's not just like a material change like you'd get within some brands where you got the this and then the this plus, and it's just like, okay, well the frame is a little better, lighter, whatever. Nova Pro went through some pretty extensive changes. Number one, the handle system obviously is completely different than anything else in the Nova or in the North lineup right now.
And in the industry.
And in the industry, it's pretty special, brand new, works great. Lots of cool options. We really enjoyed it, so big thumbs up there. Additionally, they're adding the Pro construction to this. So they have the standard construction, the Pro construction, and then not yet, but eventually here in the near future, we're going to have the Ultra construction, Ultra Pro construction. So what the Pro is they're using the NWeave 45 frame, which is arguably the best frame for the money out there right now, I would say. It's real competitive against like a Lula or Hokipa, but at a more average price point. And then they have their Matrix canopy, which is one of the best canopies for wings in the industry, I would say. Purpose built for that by the North Textile team.
Very durable. Yeah,
durable all across this whole wing. Very rigid, very stiff. So as a heavier rider,
it's robust.
This thing is rock solid. I would put any rider of any weight on this thing. You can ride it way overpowered even as a heavier rider, and it's not going to deform and flap and just turn into a pile of mush. You can really go out there and rip on this thing and treat it nasty, and it's happy to do so.
It's solid. And when like you said, when you get on, grab onto the boom or the handle setup, it's solid.
Yeah.
And even the gust, any kind of wind range, very solid. And it's got that, I wouldn't call it a Cadillac, but it feels, I'm kind of dating myself. Smooth.
Yeah.
Smooth. What I noticed, maybe a step up, the Nova Pro from the other Nova, is just the performance. I felt it had a little bit more drive. It's subtle.
More direct.
A little more direct
less
feel.
mushy.
Yep. It just seemed like, dialed it up just a tad. And I think those that have been on the previous version Novas, that are, kind of, it's a wing that a beginner could get on and progress on, but I do think the Pro does tend to lend to someone who's been riding a little bit and can appreciate, that little added performance and I would say upwind drive, like you said, it's stiffness and intuitive feel. with the
top end
canopy.
range. You can definitely ride it overpowered and be more comfortable. But like you said,
Which we
beginner
did.
could grab this wing. It's accessible, but you would look at to progress into it because you're really going to start to appreciate it once you get into the intermediate advanced level. Awesome for freestyle. Really good for waves. I would say this is probably the best wing in the lineup for waves.
And I saw you send it on this one. And
It's boosty.
It's boosty.
Yeah.
For sure. And we rode the same wing on the same day, and I was powered, real powered up. You weren't as much. So I would agree with you that that material does give it a little bit more ease of use on the higher end.
Lower maintenance too.
Yeah.
Yeah. The fewer rips, fewer tears, fewer abrasions, things like that. And yeah, I can't say enough about this wing. It's one of those ones you could take on a trip for a year, or you could leave it in your car at all times, and no matter what it throws at you, you're going to be pretty darn happy.
It's going to perform over and over again. And that's a theme with North. I think they've got, like I've said before, products really sturdy, well built, constructed. You know, like maybe the flip side of that, or might be, you know, a trade-off. You know, they can, even though this material is a little lighter, because of the robust feel, you know, they can be a little heavier. Maybe if you compare them right up, you know,
with a Lula.
Yeah.
As compared to a Lula, I would say it's a little heavier. As compared to a traditional Dacron construction, a little lighter.
It is lighter.
So somewhere in between there, and the price point is really more Dacron than a Lula. So you're getting a lot of benefit, a lot of longevity and technology for the price.
And and North does that well across their whole lineup.
Kill it with that, yeah.
I mean, even with their foils, you know, across the line, they really kind of thread the needle with a price point with a performance and quality.
Yep.
You know, I think they've nailed it with that, and that's why customers, you know, that generally get on North, they stay on North.
Yeah, I think, you know, part of that reasoning is it's not that they're cutting corners or anything like that. It's they own their own factory in textile design, so they're cutting the middleman out, so to speak, within that supply chain. So that really allows them to do that, and yeah, I can't say enough about the Nova Pro. It's a phenomenal wing. Almost anybody can ride it. Except, you know, maybe racers, we're going to be more prone to go to the Mode Pro. Yeah. And since we're on that, why don't we touch on that a little bit? Who's the Mode Pro for? Who is the Nova Pro for? Because they have very similar constructions, obviously same brand. Handles are a little bit different right now, but maybe we'll see the Mode Pro transition to that for 2025. I don't know yet. I'm just speculating because we do like the handle system so much.
Where I just jump in, and I don't know, that's usually where I go with wings, is sizes and conditions. You know, I think in the charging conditions with ton of wind and waves, you know, I'm gonna go with the Mode Pro. And the reason why I'm gonna do that is because I just love the speed. I love the performance in really gusty conditions.
It pulls forward more than grunty. So
it does.
If you get gusted, you just go a little faster rather than getting yanked.
Yep. And for me, I like it. Just feel it's smooth, you know, in that condition. Whereas the Nova Pro would have that in the larger sizes in a lesser wind range, has that same dialed feel. But when you really get in raging crazy conditions, you go to the Mode Pro and it just feels at home. Just smooth, and that's what I like.
I would agree. Yeah, if you're in conditions that are ranging, especially in high winds where, hey, it's 20, but it might gust to 30, that's where the Mode Pro really shines. It's going to be a lot more comfortable in that kind of condition. I would say for those people that don't want to ride heavily powered and fast, that's where you want the Nova Pro. So there's a lot of wave riders, or there's a lot of like recreational cruiser type riders who are like, yeah, I could be on a 4 going 30 knots, but I'd rather be on a 3.5 going 20. You know, they'd rather have that pull, that easy up, but fly a smaller wing. If you're that you want the Nova Pro.
In the Nova Pro, like I said, I started with size. I really like that in about the, again, 5 and under sizes for that high performance. Something I think that we haven't mentioned yet is the low end. And there may be a perception that the Nova Pro is better on the low end, which I think is maybe a little easier engagement on the low end. But even the Mode Pro has good low end. It's just the pumping technique that you use.
Yeah, it depends on the board and foil you're using and your technique. The Nova Pro is without question easier in light wind. It has more lift.
Yep.
It's got more pop, so to speak,
get
in
you
the pump.
going
it's
and
that
riding.
snappy. Yeah, you can do a pull-up on that sucker, whereas the Mode Pro is going to want a little bit more snap, 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 snap. Now you're out.
So that's where the sizes come in for me, that you can have both in your quiver. I just think if you know, for me, it would be a 5 and above. I might use the Nova Pro now, whereas before I would have cheated and gone with the Mode Pro 5.5.
Sure.
Where I think at that size, I think the Mode Pro, not the Mode Pro, sorry, the Nova Pro would be fine.
That definitely makes sense. Yeah, if you want a smaller light wind wing, you know, that can cheat out a little bit lighter winds, Nova Pro is great for that. The Mode is happiest when it's powered.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. So there you have it. I think
that's it. That's it.
Dissected that.
Done and dead.
Did it good.
Good. Well, if y'all have any other additional questions, or if you have your own experience you'd like to share with everybody, put it in the comment section below. Until then, see you next time.
That's right.
Take care.
Keep Stoke on.